What's up, people? Welcome back to another video. This time I'm gonna go over a big video. It is about Sword Art Online Alicization Lycoris review. Now, I normally don't give a game review, but this one I might as well do it. I mean, since I already made it so many videos, so I'm just gonna go over a lot of stuff in this game. There's 9 categories. I'm gonna go over it, so it will give you guys a general ideas of this game and how it's been doing since, well, I mean, since day one, whatever. But yeah, this is why I don't do game review in day one, because the game is not done yet and there's a lot of stuff to be changed. So if you, like, for example, if the game was bad in day one, and it will get better, just like most other games. And it is really not accurate to do game review in day one when the game just came out. I mean, based on talking about the story and stuff, there's more than just story in this game. So I'm gonna cover it. That's why I say, give you guys a general idea what Alicization Lycoris is about. And yeah, it will be some bias and generalization about this game. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'm gonna get started, shall we? Okay, first thing first, let's talk about the story. That's the obvious topic to pick to begin with. Now, the story has 6 chapters. It is pretty lengthy. Then again, for some people it's really long. For some people it's really short. Now, it will take probably about 40 to 60 hours if you're playing normally. So it's not really like it's just like a typical JRPG type. I mean, I play a lot of games longer than this game. So if you want to skip the game, like the story, if you think the first chapter, it's not really necessary. If you watch the anime itself, you can completely skip that. But the only thing you will learn is about Medina, which is the new character in this game. So she's probably one of the main, but it's up to you guys if you want to call it main or not. But other than that, so yeah, if you want to skip the chapter, skip the first chapter. Then the game story will pick up after the second chapter. I mean, start second chapter. So the story is plain simple. Dialogues, some combat, somewhat, but like once you'll understand once you play the game a little bit, and then they'll teach you. Typically, they'll teach you in the first chapter. So if you skip the first chapter, read some of the tutorials. It will help you to understand the game a lot more. There's some really important information about the mechanics and stuff. So yeah, just go to a save point, check tutorial if you miss anything, if you are gonna skip it. The chapter 2 to chapter 6 is pretty straightforward. I don't want to talk about too much about story, because most people do game review are talking about stories only, but I'm gonna cover the entire game, so I don't want to spend too much time talking about story, because some people don't want the spoiler for the story. So yeah, like I just say, chapter 2 to chapter 6, it's pretty fast if you're gonna do some of the side quests or not. Just if you want to do the character story, like the other side stories and stuff, it might take a little bit longer. Other than that, it's okay. Now, once you reach chapter 6, if you want to get you will get the normal ending regardless the first playthrough. But if you want the second ending, you're gonna have to play through the final mission once again to unlock the second ending. So yeah, there's 2 endings, which makes a lot of sense. Like, the first ending wasn't it was alright. Like, second ending, much better. So if you're curious about the second ending, just play through the last mission again, and then you'll see it. So overall, the story is alright. it's not the. I mean, to me, it's pretty decent because I just like to find out what happened, to the Medina overall. So it was pretty interesting because I don't really like, if the game is running exactly like the anime. I mean, I already know what's gonna happen at that point, so there's really no point of playing it. I really like the game, just make separate story in general, so it will be very interesting. Other than that, yeah, the story-wise, simple. You don't want the first chapter, skip it. Read some of the tutorials to learn some stuff. Then the second, I mean, like chapter 2 to chapter 6, play that. And then, yeah, you can skip everything if you want to. Like, some people like the story, some people don't. It depends what you do. So yeah, the game itself is not just about story. For some people it is, for some people it's not. Yeah, let's move on to the next topic. Topic number 2. I'm gonna talk about multiplayer. Multiplayer in this game is fantastic. The only problem is just delayed. I hate, like, sometimes if you want to sync somewhere, you gotta wait for someone else if they're not there. That's probably the biggest problem that you will probably encounter is the synchronization. Other than that, story, you can pretty much do it with the multiplayer. Just make sure that the other person is not more advanced than you are. You won't be able to join them. That's gonna be one of the problems. Other than that, yeah, you can play through the story, pretty much multiplayer, and then I think the last chapter, the final one, you have to play yourself. So other than that, the story with multiplayer, it's nice. It's pretty interesting. I never done it because by the time I was figuring out how to play multiplayer, I already finished the game. So other than that, do raids. That's like the best part. Play with your friends, play with other people, do other stuff. Anything you can think of with multiplayer, you can probably do it because this game is pretty much going both ways, solo, multiplayer. Other than that, it's really nice. Hopefully in the future they will add more stuff that like we can do besides raids. Add some who knows. I mean, there's plenty of ideas. For the time being, like I say, this game is only halfway done. Maybe not even half. Who knows how much more stuff they can add into this game in the future. So this is still like first half the game maybe. So yeah, the multiplayer wise, it's good. I really like it. Other than that, yeah, that should cover like the multiplayers in general. You don't get like much lag or anything, but you do have to run in some sync problems here and there. So overall, it's pretty solid. All right, next thing, raids. Oof, this is probably one of the topic that I really like to talk about because this game, once you beat the game, it's all about raid basically. It's just all raids. Raid is what makes the end game content fun, no matter what you look at it. Like any other game you can think of, if there's no raids after the story, well, then what else there left to do? Not much, to be honest. Nothing. So raid is always one of my favorite to do in this game. Like normal raids, simple. It might be difficult the first time you do it. There's 4 different raids, like the north, the south, the west, and the east. Usually that's the order you go for it. Each bosses are pretty unique, except like yeah, some of the bosses are pretty annoying still. Like first time play through the raid, I quite enjoyed it. I enjoy the map design. Though like once you get used to it, it will take longer, much longer. Like you'll feel like, oh man, like 90% of the time is just walking there, and then like the rest of them is just fighting. But yeah, like I say, the raids are pretty well designed. I love it. It's just amazing. Now I'm hoping in the future there will add more raids, because it will be really nice to get more than 4 raids. Now the other thing is, like the first time going through the raids, just trying to explore as much as you can. Don't really need to skip a lot of stuff because most of the raids, they have a lot of good weapons and stuff will gear you up for towards extreme. Like I say, I played this game way too much. Like, well, not much, to be honest. It's not even much to me, even though I'm almost at 2k hours. So I didn't play it like, you know, I play it most of the time, but like whenever I can. Yeah, so like I say, I got plenty of guide videos and stuff. Like, it will probably, if you guys like get stuck somewhere, it'll help you for sure. Check that out if you need to. But like I say, I'm not here to teach how you play the game. I'm just here to talk about the generalize of the game. Now, like, each raid designs was nice. Now the east, you can walk straight to the boss, which is fantastic. Now, like the west, pain in the ass. You gotta walk. You gotta fight through that 6 cells. Oh, that's awful, especially if you're fighting on extreme and stuff. Yeah, pretty tough. Once you're done with the like normal raid, get used to it. Got enough gears, extreme time. So yeah, extreme raid is pretty challenging. No matter how you look at it the first time doing it, even I struggle a lot. Now extreme raid is not like the hardest like thing to do in the game, but it is probably like one of the hardest, because by the time like you reach extreme, you have to, even though it's the same boss, different attack patterns and more HP, you still have to learn a lot. Not gonna lie, I mean, when I'm fighting the normal, I usually kill it so fast. When I go to extreme, you can't kill it fast, so you have to learn, you understand the boss even more. It is really challenge to do all 4 raids back in the day. Now, because the level cap increased, it's a lot easier than what it was used to be like at level 50. So my advice is take your time, you know. And just there's no need to rush. You know, the extreme raid is extreme raid. It's not made for easy, so expect to be challenged. Now, like I say, it looks easy, but it's not for stuff like the stuff I do. But like, I fail so many times. You know, I retry so many times. If you ever watch the older video that I posted, most of the fight took like what, like 30 to 50 minutes. That's pretty normal. So as expected, the first time going through, you will get a lot of good gear, but it's not necessary. Extreme raid, it's not necessary in this game in general. Only if you want some challenge, if you want the new gears and stuff. Now, with that being said, it's up to you whether you like to do it or not. So I say give it a try. I mean, it might be difficult in the beginning. It will be difficult regardless. I mean, like back then, when back in the day Extreme came out, most people just stopped playing it or left, and I'd say that it was way too difficult and you can't really beat it, and it's not even possible. It wasn't even possible to do west and east. Well, guess what? We did. So all you gotta do is, if you want to, all you gotta do is just keep trying. That's all, you know. Like, the extreme rate is good for some people and not so good for other people. So it's all based on how much you want to, you know, to achieve and stuff. Now I'm gonna talk about grinding and non-grinding in this game. What are the differences? Now, the SAO is kind of heavily grinding. If you want certain gears, if you want certain roles, unless your RNG is just really good, which doesn't happen a lot. Not a lot of people that I play with has like insane RNG will just get everything like right off the bat. Like, believe it or not, it's not gonna happen. You might be able to get it like certain god roll or certain weapons, but you're not gonna get everything in this game as god roll. That's for sure. That I can tell you. I don't even have everything like perfect gears. Even after I farm for like thousands of runs for each race, like no matter normal or extreme. So it took a while, but you can get close to it if your RNG is good or not. So grinding is not really like necessary for most people, because typically you can beat the raid without even need a perfect gear. You can just beat the raid, you know. Like, grinding is just part of, you know, game. Like, if you want to get something, you gotta work for it. That's what it is. Now, for example, if I want a Ring of Tranquility, well, it took me months just to get all 4 of them. Well, some people it might take about what, like weeks, or some people just never gotten it. So it will be like that for like, you know, for a, like, it's very, that's all I can say, you know. It's like, it's not too bad once you get you know, used to it, because I really enjoy grinding games, because without grinding in the game there will be nothing to do. Basically, if you want fixed stats, it's pretty much done. Like, what else do you want to do in this game? That's one of the thing. No matter what, any other games that you can think of that has like farming stuff, grinding, you can think of, they're all pretty difficult. Well, for example, like if you want a perfect roll in this game, well, what are the chances? Really low. Can you get it? Probably not. You can get close to it, but you won't be able to get a perfect roll that easily. It's the same as in, like, for example, if you ever play Borderlands 2, how many people, like, how lucky would you have to get a 94 sham? That's a perfect sham. So no, I haven't really gotten any, even after playing like thousands of hours. So grinding is something if you like to do, but it's not necessary in the game. You can still do, like I say, do the raids without it. That's all. You can play casually and don't worry about grinding as much if that's your preference. That's okay, you know. There's no pressure or anything. Like, if you want a certain weapons or certain roles, you will have to grind. Despite on the RNG, you know, my RNG ain't that much better. It's just I'm doing more runs than most people. That's what I just keep running until I get it. So who knows how long it took. It's really long time, you know. Sometimes it can be pain, real pain, but it is a grinding game, so there's really not much to, you know, complain about it. Besides, RNG is RNG. I mean, we already know what RNG is. So next, I'm gonna talk about chapter DLCs. So far we have 2. I think the third one is coming up real soon. So I'm not gonna include the third one in this video because I don't know. Maybe this week will come out. Who knows? Anyway, the chapter DLCs are like really interesting. You should do it after the story because that's what it meant to be. It will teach you what the raids stuff are. It's pretty short. It's just an hour per each. Maybe like hour and a half ish. Depends your playing style. It's pretty straightforward. You just get a bunch of dialogues and then go through the map, fight a boss, and that's it. Now the raids does give you, I mean not raid, the chapter bosses does give you items, 2 chests, like accessory and a weapon. They're pretty decent, I suppose, but the only problem is you can only give it to your AI. I mean whoever's in that chapter it's about, so you can't really equip it yourself. That's like the sad part. Is like, I love the skin customization, but I can't use it. Other than that, there will be more DLCs stuff in the future that will be out. Like I said, this review is only like the first half of the game, how I'm talking about, so it's not the end game yet. I probably will do an end game at some point when there's nothing else updates or nothing else left. So yeah, like chapters, they're pretty enjoyable. Anything they add into the game are pretty like interesting. Now some people like it, some people don't. It's pretty normal at this point. So yeah, story-wise, interesting. I really like it. I just want to see what else they got in their sleeve. So yeah, it's pretty short and pretty fun story chapters. And yeah, you guys can easily go through that, no problem. Any story in this game would be like somewhat of short from the chapters. Judging by what they said, it's about an hour to 2 hours ish. So yeah, it's more like afterward, what do you do with it? Like mostly you just farm for the chests and get some items, and that's about it. Now I'm gonna talk about the cube items. The cube items are very interesting in this game. You can buy it. You can buy SO coins for it to get the, or you can just get duplicates for legendary, or you can just hold it. Either way, you'll need one of these like stuff to just get the items, because they are pretty interesting. Not gonna lie, there's some of the design in this game, they're cool. Besides, most of them are reskin. That's gonna be the only problem. Then again, it doesn't really matter to me as much. The one thing I wish they added in is the aura. That's what they should have added in the game, but who knows, it's still pretty early. Otherwise, like the sword skins in this game, they're pretty cool. You know, they're not like bad. I mean, I know there's some are bad, but like there's some good, there's some bad. Overall, it's pretty interesting. Like you can trade some outfits and here and there. If you want more cubes, I mean, you're gonna have to like probably do like daily quests. I mean, you'll get like 2 tickets. Yeah, I really like that system in this game, because that gives us something to like, you know, do in like daily and stuff if you want to do it. I mean, if you don't really need anything from the cube item, you don't really need to do anything. I guess that's like, you know, quests and stuff, daily quests. But yeah, overall, in the future, I'm pretty sure they will add more stuff in. But like the only problem is like some of the cube volume, it takes a really long time, like months after months. Oof. Next topic, combats. Combats in this game is difficult, not gonna lie. In the very beginning of the game, I mean, you can read some tutorial to teach you, but that's about it. They don't really teach you much. Like this, I mean, I haven't like, you know, go into depth about the game when I first played it. I was just like, you know, just use this and that, and then whatever button works, I'll use that, or button smash, some people like. So yeah, this game does not teach you combat skills that well. I mean, it'll teach you the basic, that's about it. But in order to mastery the combat in this game, once you master it, it's pretty straightforward. It's what makes the game more fun, you know. Like, it does take time to mastery those soul skills, like, you know, to get used to it. The combat wise is what makes this game really good. I mean, I love the combat skill. That's what makes me want to play this game. It's the combat. Like, it's just insane. Like, all the weapons has unique combat skill, and their brilliant design. It's just amazing. Now, people does say that, you know, they would love to have some of the old sword skill return. Maybe in the future, because there is a probably high possibility it could return, but yeah, who knows. Either way, it will be fine. Like, I really enjoy the combat in this game. Like, I suggest you guys to do is, like, you know, try it out, because once you understand the combat in this game, it's really fun, because when you're able to kill stuff easily and learn it, you know, any weapon will be good weapon if you know how to use it. That's what it is. Other than that, yeah, the combat in this game is fantastic. Nothing like too broken or anything. It's just more like you do need some, like, you know, skill base to use the combats. Other than that, yeah, that's about it. Okay, next topic, I'm gonna talk about complaints. Oof, that's gonna be like a bias or generalization. So, contents. The contents are a bit slow, but it's okay. Now, the thing is, you have to think about is what happened last year, you know? What, like, it's COVID, so most of the game that I played it, we had like 2 months, no content. You have to understand, like, you know, the people, they have to deal with that stuff as well, and they work, we work, they can't work, also we can't work either, because it'll be like that, you know. Just give them some time, and then when the content finally comes out, and it will be out. Other than that, like I say, just give them more time. That's about it. Next thing, RNG. Now, how bad is the RNG? Pretty bad. Not gonna lie, it is bad. Well, it doesn't mean the RNG is bad, then I will stop playing the game. That's not true, you know. First of all, like, the thing is, if you want a certain gear, most people probably want the max roll or a certain combat skill. They just haven't gotten it yet. Then they will just say, I haven't gotten it yet. I quit the game because I haven't gotten it yet. Look, I farmed this game a lot more than most of them. I know the RNG is bad, but you know, sometimes, you know, for some people, farming is not their thing, or grinding certain gears is not their thing. I get it. Like, other than that, you know, we all have to deal with the same thing. It's not like I have perfect RNG. The reason why I have these good gears because I spend a lot of time grinding. You know, sometimes it's a bit grindy. If you enjoy grinding, that's perfect. If you don't, yeah, you don't, like it's okay, you know. You don't need any perfect gears in this game, to be honest. RNG is RNG. Like, it's just nothing to say about RNG because it's just bad in general. So it's just more like if you want to do it or not. Simply don't tell other people because the RNG is bad, this game is bad, you know, that's not how things work. Another thing is, I heard a lot is, there's nothing to do in this game. Well, hold on a second. So, if you are a story player, once you beat the story, there won't be nothing left for you to do. That is true. If you don't do the race, if you don't get the gears. Yeah, that's pretty much nothing for you to do. If you are a story, if you just want to play story, it's pretty straightforward. It will be done by the time you finish story. The game is done, so there won't be much until like the paid DLC and the other chapters DLCs. Then other than that, you know, the thing about nothing to do is usually are the ones that don't really complete. Like, for us, we already done everything. Even we still got stuff to do. Like, there's always stuff to do. It's whether if you want to do it or not. You know, some people haven't even complete all the raids, and they say there's nothing to do in this game, which is not true. It's like if you want to do it or not, more than simply there's nothing to do. Last but not least, the final topic. Should you get this game? Well, let's say, to be honest, I say definitely, most definitely. You might not get it in the full price, get it when it's sale. Now, if you're asking me, would you get the game day one? Probably not, because there are some problems. I mean, there's a lot of problems, well, somewhat, but there are problems. Let's just say that. But the game has been improved dramatically. I'm not gonna pull out the what's it called, the update notes and read all of them, but there's a lot of improvements. This game, it's actually improved quite a bit since day one. So yeah, like I say, this game is definitely worth the money. Not because it's just like all you do is just you know, play the story, farm certain thing. I mean, I do enjoy SAO in general. I mean, I love the anime. It's probably one of my favorite, and the game itself is great. If this is the last SAO game, or if you're an SAO fan, I say give it a try, because we might never get another one. We never know. So just gotta enjoy it while you can. This game is definitely worth playing. You don't have to really, you know, go like crazy about it, like worry about other stuff like I already mentioned, RNG and etc. You know, just enjoy the game itself. You know, like play the story, take your time, do the raids if you want to. Other than that, yeah, it's a great game. Give them some time, and it will be. By the time the game ends, I will have another review for sure, the entire game itself. But for now, it will be just like, I don't know, maybe 50% of the game or less. Who knows how much more stuff they can add in the future. So yeah, it is still pretty early, but it was better than making review in day one, because you cannot review a game in day one if you just play it, the story. I mean, there's more than the story itself for any game. We're not here just for the story. It would be good to have a good story, but we're here to do stuff after the story. If you like grinding and stuff, this game is perfect for you. If you don't like grinding stuff, you can still do normal, story and stuff, and enjoy it. Though I'm not gonna say the story is the worst. Like, the story is really interesting. It's like, it's not like, it's probably not like the best story out there, I said. Yeah, I said just give a try for this game, and hopefully you'll like it. That's about it. Alright people, that should do it. Oof, that's a long, really long talking. It's insane, but yeah. I hope you guys get a general idea about the SAO until this point. There will be more stuff in the future. I will keep making contents for sure. I will do what I do, and help you guys for the whatever new stuff coming out. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. If you got any comments and feedback, put in the comment section, because I know the complaint sections, I'm gonna get plenty of complaints. If I don't see any, I'll be surprised. Other than that, yeah. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. Next time come back, I got plenty of more videos. Until next time.